local artist in, not a local artist, but from Toronto. He's a friend of ours, and he redesigned it, and all we had to pay him was $100 to do this record. He signed up his rights in his name. And I'm looking at these songs here, and the first one is Broken Toy, and the main line in the song is, and no one else wanted to play. That comes from the first verse of the first song. So, and then it all builds from there. She's not on the menu. I was at this restaurant in Edmonton, Alberta, called the SoCat. I had a 1-hour lunch break. I was working like 7 blocks down the road. So I'd go down there, and then I'd have like French fries and gravy or something like that for $2. I was drinking at the time, but not on the job. So I was, believe it or not, kind of disciplined. And so anyways, I'm fucking sitting there at the booth. This pretty waitress comes up, redneck homo fucking Oilers fans, right beside me. And the guy's looking at the menu. And the waitress says, what would you like? And the fucker says, you. She goes, I'm not on the menu. And by the time I got back to my place of work, I grabbed my notepad and pen that I always had hidden there. And I went to the toilet, and I wrote the song while taking a shit, called She's Not on the Menu. And then this one, Cannibal Cafe, a place called A1 Burger. And I go there and eat the burger. It didn't feel right. I felt like I was gonna puke. It was a shitty burger. And I'm like, this is not meat. I was thinking of the movie Soylent Green. And I went, this is fucking crap. I'm like, this is not meat. It's probably human. And that's where Cannibal Cafe came from. And then seeing life through the bottom of the bottle is waking up really hungover on a Sunday with bloodshot eyes and counting the amount of bottles of beer that I drank the night before. And misfortune, I was walking down the street, coming home from work, and this guy on the motorcycle got hit by a car, and he's potentially dying. And nobody's coming to his aid and care, but they're staring at him, they're just watching him. And it's about the lack of human kindness. And I thought it was misfortunate, you know? The guy's fucking dying and nobody fucking wanted to help him. That resonated in my mind, and so I went home and I wrote that song that day. And this is the second one that came out 2 years later. This one came out when I was 24. There's me with a full set of goddamn teeth. Yeah, wearing that Munster shirt. And this was before cell phones and the internet. So we used to communicate by letters, pen pals, right? And people would ask me, where'd you get that Munster shirt? Would you like to sell it? I'm like, no, this is my Munster shirt. That's John Card. That's Dave Bacon. That's Mark Balky. That's Brent Balky. They're both twins. And that's me. I went to the library and I found these fishes. And I got the fish. And then about a year and a half later, I was at this grocery store. I was leafing through magazines. One happened to be a tattoo magazine before tattoos were hip and cool. And there's one guy on his foreleg right here. He had all the exact same fish fucking tattooed to his leg. Without the titles, but just the fish. But since I designed this, I knew it. And I was looking for the album cover art, and there was an art show in art exhibit in Edmonton, Alberta. And the guy who did this, his name is Blake Sanini. And he's the teacher of the College of Art in Calgary. And he happened to be there. And I saw this on a poster. And these are called whirligigs. They actually move. I've seen the actual metal structures. So it's that fish trying to chew this guy's ass off, right? Because he owes him money or something, and bad drug deal gone wrong or something like that. So yeah, it's twirling around, and so twirling in my mind. And they said, yeah, Blake Sanini is on site. He's at that building. So me and my manager at the time go there, and on the premise of me asking whether or not I can buy and appropriate this art. And he goes, yeah, sure, but we were worried about the price. He goes, you know what? It's already done on the poster. He goes, but legally, I can't just give it to you for free. I said, how much is it going to cost? He goes, $1. This cost me $1, and he gave me the color separation art, because this was pre-computer, so things were done on film. So he gave me the film separates, and this is how I got this. And the title here is from a fortune cookie I got at a place called the Devil Breeding Wonton House in Edmonton. Then I realized, when I put the 2 and 2 together, I was looking at it, 7 words. From that time on, every fucking title is a full album, EPs aside, singles aside, every full album has 7 words, if you notice that. Make the connection. And 7 in pedestrian terms is good luck. And this one was recorded here in Vancouver in 1988. We did this in 2 weeks at Profile Studios, produced by Cecil English. We were in mid-tour. We took 2 weeks off. We all stayed in different places. Friends put us up, and I got this from an English artist for $500. Well, he was shocked because he said he had to consult his lawyer because he had never sold a piece of art in his life. So I sent him the money order, and he sent me the film, the color separates. And then I came up with the colors and the background and the concept of it all. The ones that get me here, Time to Buy Futon. I was walking down the street, and 124th Street, and I'm going to this one restaurant that I like, and I noticed within a fucking 3-block radius, there's 6 futon stores in a 3-block radius. What the hell's going on here? And I'm like, well, hey, dude, looks like it's time. Looks like it's time. Looks like it's time. Time for what? Time to buy a futon. The postman's pet peeve, that's about an angry postman who doesn't like dogs. And Tour Tantrum is about a life on the road. And the Mall That Eats People is about West Edmonton Mall. And then I remember when I suggested Wild World, which is a cover tune by Cat Stevens. They said, that's not punk. I said, let's just try it. And we tried it one day. Once I practiced the first time, it sounded great. I said, this is a must-do. Yeah. I am the Canadian punk rock burning champion. And that's called a Gallic robot from one of the longest running TV series in England called Doctor Who. And this is a politician, ex-Prime Minister of London, and they have him locked up in bondage. Here's the little boy again, which is pretty much that little boy. The faces are almost the same if you look at it. But he's older now. We did this one in Los Angeles. This is when we first got signed to Epitaph Records. We had a contract with them. We did 3 records with them. We were with them for about 10 years. We did 3 records in 10 years. This is from Walt Disney, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. But I changed it to 7 words, and I decided I wanted the devil with spinach in his hand. It's all about spinach. And then, you know who's the king of spinach? It's Popeye. So I got Popeye in hell. I wrote the song in like 10 minutes while taking a ride on the bus. And this one, Joni Mitchell tapes. I read this newspaper story. About a guy who got into a fucking car accident. His car went into the ditch. And he was upside down. He's there for like 6 hours before help came. All he had was one tape, a cassette tape. And it kept repeatedly playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And he goes, and it was a Joni Mitchell tape. And after the end of it, he goes, I'll never fucking listen to fucking Joni Mitchell ever fucking again. This other one, Limping Away, that's about me in a bad condition trying to, you fucked up and you're trying to walk away, but you're actually limping away because you fucked yourself up, dude. You did it to yourself. This is a goodbye. It's about a friend of mine, a fellow band member, I won't mention his name, but he almost died. And so I wrote this for him, and the watering hole is basically like, it's almost like I caught Here Comes a Regular by the Replacements, but this is about drinking. Yeah, it's like a cheer song, you go to the bar, everybody knows your name, that kind of shit. Yeah, and Gladly in Gloom when I was depressed. A hot summer day, why aren't you outside playing frisbee or, being a hippie on Commercial Drive with your butterfly stick, or playing your didgeridoo, or throwing a frisbee around, or thinking everything's cool, but it's not. But there I am in a sleeping bag, and there's a line there, sleeping bag cocoon. And that was me wrapped up in a sleeping bag, not wanting to leave the place. The only time I left the place was to go and buy a package of cigarettes. So that's that one. There were 2 more albums, 3. Get it right the first time. There was the one voted most by JTCC and Hugh Lava. And then that one. This is a very disparted record. This one took me 5 years to do. This is a second version of it. The first version does not have the 2 cover tunes on it. So if you're a true collector, you'd have both. This one's hard to find. This was an independent release. So we scraped up some money to do this one. We weren't signed to a label. Epitaph said, well, you're not selling enough records, so you don't get to make a 4th with us. I said, okay, because it costs too much fucking money anyway. So, so we did this. But this was all fragmented. I was living here. Mark Belkey, Brent was already out of the band by that time. He said no more. And so Mark did all the guitar playing, and we didn't have a drummer. So we got Trevor, the drummer for Treble Charger. So Mark was living in Toronto and hooked up with Trevor, and they did the music and they sent it to me. So it was just guitar and drums. And I listened to that relentlessly, and I came up with all these words. And then we had to find a bass player, and that turned out to be Matt. And we finally got it done. The ones that touched me the most on this one, Cockatoo Quill. It's about me selling out all my ownings and belongings, my personal possessions, just to get through to another day. Okay? And then cheap transistor radio. I started listening to music when I was about 8 years old. And I remember my father saying, you have to be in bed by 11 p.m., you have to get up by 7 a.m. to go to school. So no more listening to music. I'm like, fuck this shit. I had this yellow transistor radio, and I put it under my pillow, and I listened, and that would allow me to sleep. I went to sleep through music. And Head Smash and Buffalo Jump is between Calgary and Lethbridge, and it's a sight because it's Indian ground, and it's actually a cliff. And what they used to be on horses, and they run the buffalo off the cliff, and the buffalo would die. So they had their food supply and their clothing supply. They use every part of the buffalo for year round. They make clothing out of the fur, and they eat all the meat. And it's called the Head Smash and Buffalo Jump. We used to drive by that sign about 100 times. I went, what a great phrase, what a great title. So I created it into a song. And this one is about me. I was so sick and on the verge of dying. But I spelled it sick Lee because I'm half Chinese. And then Howard Lee, and Lee is spelled that way because that's the name of one of my big sisters. She wasn't there to help me, but I got through it. But yeah, this was a whole 5-year process. And Elaine is what an imaginary person I've never met. Elaine, she had a double name, both names the same. You know how it goes. And A Wreck in Progress is about me almost dying. This one was very painful and very true. Yeah. And yeah, so, but this was a haphazard record because they wouldn't practice. They were too distracted. There was shit going on. So we came up with this. But Morley, this is about my friend, who's an actual person. That's his last name. I know his real name, his full name. But we call him Morley. He's tattooed on his arm. But he saved my life one night when I got beaten up very badly, eh? And he kept me that night. And I wrote the song about him. And this is my friend Donald. And it's like Dawn of the Dead, but it's Donald the Dead. Because I almost killed him. Because we overdrank. And then he had some drugs in my pocket. And he goes, what the fuck is that? I said, vitamins. He ate all 4 pills and he fucking started turning blue. I didn't sleep for 2 fucking days, man. Gotta kill the motherfucking fucking guy. And Arm in a Sling is about like, you know, when you get drunk and you're in a bad relationship, and it's usually guys. Okay. And, you know, you don't want to interlude or intrude. And you ask the person, hey, you got an arm in your sling. What happened here? Punch the window, punch the fucking wall. What was it over? A fucking chick, motherfucker. Just some bonehead being mad. The only thing I need is a microphone. See, I was born kind of privileged, and they're like, okay, you don't have any gear. I said, I am my own gear. I was born with my own instrument. You know, I'm a singer. My instrument is my body. So I take care of that. Only thing I need is a microphone. But I can sing a cappella, no problem. That's why I practice, you know. Anybody that says they can sing in the shower and they're a good singer is full of fucking shit, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so they're kind of envious of me because they have to buy their own gear, their guitars and their amplifiers. And then we show up at gigs and I'm just sitting there smoking a cigarette and having a beer, whatever I like to do, maybe eating some food. And the promoter's like, why is it that you're just sitting there not doing anything and they're loading in all the gear? I said, I don't lift any equipment. He goes, why don't you lift any equipment? I said, because I already carry the fucking band, asshole. It's my band. You know, I was at the psychiatrist's office, and there was 2 of them, one to do the assessment and one to confirm it, right? They said, Ken, we have reason to believe you're schizophrenic. I said, you gotta be kidding us. They said, we want to put you on legal medication. It's going to affect your sex drive. I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't even have a fucking driver's license. So I got certified. One for Ken Chinn and one for Mr. Chapek. Hail Santa. But this one's about a friend that almost died on me one more time. Won't mention the name, but a fellow bandmate. He's still alive. I hope he's doing well. He's a little bit older than me. I hate it when drugs get in the way. But it goes like this. Hopefully this music doesn't drown it out. It goes like this. Yes I used to drink long ago. And then the turning point came when I passed out in a bank of snow. And then when I awoke, I was in the hospital. And then when I looked down, I had lost 3 of my toes.
So SNFU is going on tour this year. You're going to Australia, you're going across Canada.
In June we're going for 3 weeks, all the way to Montreal and back. I'm gonna eat the best fucking smoked meat sandwich you ever had in your life. Real poutine with the we call it squeaky cheese, the bean curds, and they sell them in the bag. You can eat them like chips. One of the best snacks ever. Yeah, and yeah, so I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be 3 weeks, and then we come back, take a breather, practice a bit. You know, we're gonna work on some new material, and then practice for the, you know, just practice. And then going to Australia and New Zealand for 3 weeks. And then we're gonna play here. And it's supposedly your band's open. Here's a little song I wrote. I just wanna sing it. Note for note, don't worry. Be happy. Here's a little song I wrote. I just wanna score some shitty coke, don't worry. Shoot cracky. And I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey, Evan, what's going on? I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey, I hate that fucking song.